15.
I'm
Max.
I'm Zach.
Can you say who you are? This is Jack.
Jackie. And I'm Lily.
And say, school's out for summer.
School's out for summer. Except him.
Why?
He has to go back to school.
okay. Hi, I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37 on Ravelry and Spark People.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Wenny on Ravelry and Penny Wenny 2 on Spark People.
As you can tell, school's out for the summer.
Yep, school's out for summer, which is why we're kind of a little off, because this is the first time that we are filming with all of our children.
All
they
4
are
kids, yeah.
outside, and you can probably hear them a little bit in the background. So
We did try and shut the windows to muffle the sound, but we also do need to listen for them. And that would be one of them. Probably mine.
But, you know, the screaming outside is better than screaming inside.
Yes.
So let's go
I
with
don't
that.
have a separate room to
Well,
close this
episode
up in.
15.
Yay! Knit one heart too, just in case you didn't get the kids
The kids.
screaming. So let's jump right in, or do you want to?
You go first. Oh, wait, we got to do the shout-outs. I forgot. Thank you. Sheila is the one that remembers everything.
Not always.
So I have some shout-outs. First of all, we wanted to say thanks to Katie from the video podcast Knitting on the Fly. She's Jet Girl 1313, I think she is, on Clark and on Ravelry. Thanks for the shout-out, even though you forgot that our names are Sheila and Wendy. But hi. I watched your show this week. It was very cute.
It's cute.
And I also wanted to say thanks to Barb Margot on Ravelry. She sent us some really nice PMs. And it was very touching to me. Thank you. I appreciate hearing your stories and getting that kind of feedback. Is really nice.
She sent me a nice one a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And her son lives nearby. That we're hoping to meet up with her when she's coming up for the summer. So.
And I'm sending out my big love to Mad Gab Knits and Kay Willow are the 2 people that I can see who have friended me on Spark People. And Sheila and I have talked about this. We think that other people have friended us that we can't see. So if anyone knows how to fix that.
I know Rain Lover and Blessed Pickle friended me because I got messages on my email, my personal email, that I had friends. But when I went to Spark People to get their names, they didn't show up. Because I'm like, oh, I got some friends too. And I'm like, no,
I think it may be that if you don't have your own Spark page set up on your account, you don't show up on people's Spark. I don't know.
Yeah, because it has something to do with blogging. I mean, you have to set up a blog, but you don't actually have to blog.
You have to.
But if you set up a blog, I see you.
Yeah,
as friends. I think that's how it works.
So there may be other people who have friended us on Spark People that we just can't see them. I don't have messages sent to my personal email.
I do.
So
the person who deletes all emails anyway.
Yeah, she deletes all her email.
So, but on that note, we'll just jump in. We do have a weight loss thread on our group, Knit One Heart 2 at Ravelry.
Yes.
So check it out. And I was intending to start today, but
yep. Hey,
you know,
just do it.
It's
just start out the first week just by tracking the food. Don't even try to eat.
But that's
nicely.
what I mean. Yeah, I know. I should.
That's what I did.
I suppose having a giant cookie for breakfast doesn't help.
I had a donut for breakfast. Hey, I have a donut for breakfast a couple of times a week, and I've lost 36 pounds.
Yeah.
That's what you can do on Spark People.
Because
it's not like a diet. You don't have to give up all the crap food. You just have to eat reasonably.
I need to do that because I've started tracking my budget. I uploaded an app to track my budget of where I spend so that I can show my husband, see, I spend this much on the kids.
Oh, that's such a good idea. Yeah. That's really
good. So I really need to start tracking on Spark People as well.
And the other thing I was going to say is a shout out to all the Spark people who were so nice when I had my bad incident last week, which I'll talk about briefly in Heartbreaks. And also Monday Night Knitters. I love you guys too. Thank you. They were really nice to me on Monday night.
On Monday night. I don't go. But
all right. On the dance card, you go first.
I go first. So, as per usual, I have my Mountain Ash on the dance card. It's by Kate Gagnon Osborne using Debbie Bliss Alpaca DK. But look how much I have done on the edging. So much so that I can't even fit it in.
I know. It's huge.
It's a third. It's a third of it done. I've counted it.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, look what's happening. Where I'm doing my edges.
Yeah.
It's starting to get like
fuzzy
and felty, but it doesn't show up because it's on the back side.
Oh, well,
but I have 11 points or 11
Bumpies.
repeats. 11 repeats on this. And let's see if you can. I
Looks
can't
good.
see. Yeah. A lot of knit through the back loops and purling through the back loop on the other side.
It's going to be gorgeous.
It
I
is.
love it.
And
I want one.
yeah, well.
You can give me the yarn and I'll make one.
I was looking at other things for you, but I can give you the yarn.
You don't have to make me anything.
Pass
I'm
it
just
along.
teasing you.
So that is by Kate Gagnon Osborne, Debbie Bliss Alpaca DK. I think it might be Alpaca Silk. US 6 4mm needles. I'm 1/3 of the way done.
Maybe next episode? 2 episodes?
2 episodes. Because I'm only working on that at work because of the air conditioning.
Yeah, it's kind of a fuzzy
It's a heavy one, too. It is fuzzy, and I have to, it makes my nose itch. Soroyan is still on the needles. No love this week. I'm not even going to mention it. Well, mention it. It's by Liz Abinati? Abinate? I don't remember how to pronounce it.
It's Liz something.
No, it's Liz Abinati.
Abinanti?
Abinanti out of Malabrigo Silk held double. Malabrigo lace held double. I'm like, I don't know.
I'm like, Malabrigo Silk. I don't know that yarn.
I don't own
There is a
silk.
silky Malabrigo, but I don't think that's what
I do have another preemie hat on the needles. I'm still working out the pattern. It's ripped because the decreases didn't work out how I wanted. This is the leftover Sandara sock Tuscan rose over lemon. So.
Cool. And when she gets it worked out, I'm going to test knit it and write it up. So I'm on
I am working on it.
I'm on her. I mention it to her a lot.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want her to finish it.
I have a secret project on the needle. I'm not even telling you what it is or who it's for or anything. This is what it is. See? Can't even tell.
Can't even tell what it is.
It's using Cascade 220. I love this yarn. It's a really good workhorse yarn.
Yeah, I like Cascade 222.
And I did cast on my spring forwards.
Yay!
With my sock pixie.
It's only been 2 years coming.
More than that. My sock pixie.
I love how that is
I was
looking.
debating on frogging it because, I don't know, I like it. I love the feel of it. I think there's a question on whether or not it will fit over my heels. It fits over now. And
I think it will. It's pretty stretchy.
I'm sure it will bloom a little bit. It's really soft. That doesn't feel like cotton, does it?
No, it doesn't. It feels like wool. It doesn't make my skin crawl. If it did, then we would know it was cotton. It feels like wool to me. It's great.
So these are by Linda Welch. I'm using 1.5, 2.5mm needles. I don't know if maybe I'm using too small. No, not really, because it looks good. Sock Pixie vegan yarn. Vegan, vegan.
I don't know.
And I'm using my little bag.
Yay!
And this bag, this is what I'm carrying it in. I like this bag. It's lined. This is a Clinique makeup bag, one of those free bags you get free.
I know.
One of the bags you get free for promotions. My sister-in-law uses Clinique, and I get all the bags.
And they're awesome.
Great project
little
bags.
project bags.
And I think that's it. I just zipped right through them.
That's okay, because I don't have a lot. Let's see. This week, I just cast on Catkin. Here it is. I'm knitting it out of Malabrigo sock. The dark red is the Botticelli colorway, and the purpley yellow striping is the Archangel colorway. And I forgot how nice Malabrigo sock is. I made a pair of socks out of Malabrigo sock, and it does not wear well for socks for me. I don't know, maybe other people have a different thing. Mm-hmm. And I have a bunch of it in my stash, so I told myself I was going to use it for things other than socks, and I think this is going to come out
I really
great.
like those colors.
I love it. I think it's coming out cute. It's different than I thought it was going to be. I'll show you the skeined up yarn. Has much more of a contrast. Yeah. So I thought it was going to be much more contrasty, but I like the way that it's working up. I'm really happy with it. I just started section 2, which is where the pattern comes in. I don't think the patterned part, the texture part, is going to be quite as obvious because this is variegated, but I'm okay with that. But I really, really like this. I
really like it. It's really nice and soft.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I'm using my Diana Couture bag for that, and to keep everything in. And I know that Becky from Addicted to Yarn is also knitting it. So I'm curious.
And Dido or Dido Mom
Dido's
is considering it.
I love it. It's a really fun project. Once you learn how to do where you're supposed to do make one left, make one right, decreases or increases, I always get that confused. The whole striping part was pretty much autopilot. Now I'm into the patterned part, and you can see it's just purling and knitting, but I kind of have to pay attention to that. It's got like a chevron thing going on.
Oh, all right.
But I think when I have a little more yardage of the pattern, it'll be easier for me to see. Right now, it's kind of hard to, it's only like, I've only done 4 rows, so it's really hard to see the pattern. I'm just starting to see it, and then I think it'll be pretty autopilot on that. And I enjoy the slipping the stitch things. I don't know. I'm into slip stitches right now.
Well, it kind of makes it quick.
It does. So that's my one thing on the needles. The other thing on the needles right now is Rock Island, which I got a little bit more done on it, and then I lost the pattern for like, I don't know, 5 days. So I've got like 25.
How many do you need to do? 70?
70. I'm going to do 77. It only takes me like a minute to do one repeat. It's just that you do have to pay attention to the chart. Like I haven't internalized the chart yet. So, and I don't know if I'm going to.
Yeah,
because you have to, you yarn over, you do knit 2 together on one side and slip knit on the other side, and it's just, I don't think I'm ever going to get my head around that. I think I'm always going to need to refer to the chart. It's really easy. I am enjoying doing it, but I worked a lot more on catkin because that whole first section, I didn't need the instructions at all. It was a lot more portable. So I'll give more love to Rock Island this week because I'm enjoying that pattern too. It's very well written. And I can't wait to see what it is. So those are the things that are officially on the needles for me. That's it.
Okay. Rate your date. I had a quickie one night stand. 2 quickies. I did the grandma's favorite dishcloth, and I didn't write who it's by. Basically, it looks like this. Now, this is not it. The reason I don't have my quickie one nights is because I did them for the bus driver, and they're already gone because kids are out of school. But I did it in the sugar and cream. I did one in this color, which is, I thought it was striping, but it's not. It's green, yellows, and blues. And then I did one in a plain old yellow. Oh. And I have to honestly say the yellow came out really nice.
I like those colors. I forgot to say this to you. When I was at Michael's, they had this in like the giant skein.
I don't like the giant because you get bored of one color real quick.
It was on sale though. Like it could be good like stash building, you know.
Maybe I'll take a look at it
because next time you're there.
I
was
do
like this big.
I do like making baby blankets out of sugar and cream.
Yeah.
Cotton.
I almost bought some for you because it was on sale, and then I was like, I don't know if she likes.
I don't know. I need to get rid of my stash before although I don't count this as stash.
I know you don't. That's why it was
because
cheap.
It's usually I have 8 more dishcloths to do before Zachary's out of school. But these dishcloths, you know, I used to be like, oh, they're so plain, they're so plain. Let me tell you, they're plain, they're quick. They took me maybe 3 hours total for the 2 of them.
But people really appreciate them.
They do, and I gave a little bar of soap, nice soap with it, too.
It's such a
like
nice
little
gift.
Day.
Yes.
And
but I have tons of those. My mom likes to knit dishcloths when she's out of
I
sock
use
mojo.
Dishcloths all the time at my house.
Yeah, we use them as actual dishcloths, and we use them as scrubs in the bathroom.
I don't use them as dishcloths. I use them as countercloths, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what I mean.
Yeah, because I use sponge for washing my dishes and everything else.
Well, and we usually just do ours in the
well, there's certain things that just don't.
I have an IKEA scrubby thing for my. It's cute.
Anyways.
Cool.
That's all I have for Rate My Date. I have nothing else.
I only have one date to rate. I finished Summer's End Sweater. It only took me almost a year. I cast it on last September.
And how long was it hibernating?
It was hibernating from
9 months,
September.
If not more.
It was hibernating from September until.
What caught your eye that you put it down? Why did you put it down?
It was the Maple Wing Shawl by
Okay.
Ann Hansen, my gorgeous orange shawl that I love. And once I got going on that, I was like never going back.
Then you did a few more shawls.
Came out a little big, not too bad. I have a problem with Classy. When I knit with Classy, I think my gauge is a little loose, and if I do a full wet block, it grows like you would not believe. It's like ridiculous. And since this was already going to be big, all I did is I wet a hand towel and laid it over you can tell that the lace hasn't really opened up that much because I just laid it and pressed it flat, and that was mostly to get the size the neckline to lay flat.
I like how you just slip it over instead of buttoning it.
You know, it is kind of, now I have to show you, first of all, it's a little big. Looks bigger on me when I'm on.
Yeah.
Maybe if I'm standing up it looks less small, but it's just wide. You can see.
Like, don't even pull it out, but it's
wide. But the biggest thing that I'm laughing about is the sleeves. Now, I've knit a ton of sweaters. I've been knitting since I was 5. I've been knitting sweaters since I was in high school, I'd say. And I measured twice. I mean, I measured both times, and I have to show you you can't see it. I'll do this arm. The sleeve, look at this. The sleeve is like longer than my hand.
The good thing is both sleeves are the same length.
Yes, they're both way too long. I'm going to need to take probably 2, possibly 3 repeats off of this. Fortunately, what I do, and this has happened to me before, so clearly I have some kind of an issue. It just looks huge on me. Now that I'm on camera, it's giant. Well, anyway, I've had this problem before. What I do is I cut and I rip a little section of this off, and then I'll pick up the stitches and just knit the cuff on, which is why this is not a horrible problem. The other thing that I did was a major mistake, and I didn't realize it until I started to knit the button band on. And I seriously, at that point, considered ripping out the entire sweater.
Really?
Yes. When I knit the front, I'll try to show it here. I read the directions to tell me to do garter stitch. You can see I did a garter stitch on here.
You weren't supposed to?
No, it was supposed to be stockinette. And so I did garter stitch. I did garter stitch up here. You can see it up here. And did it all, and it made sense to me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm doing that. That's the edging, whatever. Go to knit the button band on, and it tells me to do 4 or 6 rows of garter stitch. And I'm like, well, that's going to look weird because I did garter stitch going this way, and now I'm going to be doing garter stitch going that way. So I went back to the beginning, and I read, continue this in stockinette, and I'm like, oh, stockinette, that's not garter stitch. So I came up with a workaround.
I like what you did.
I just did a little edging of the garter stitch, and then I did a full one on here, and I just you can see that I just sort of made these a little bit bigger so that it wouldn't look too weird, and it looks okay. I'm happy with it. It was a good workaround, but man, yeah. Don't start sweaters when you weigh 250 pounds and then lose weight.
Well, it's not like you had intentions of losing weight at the time.
I didn't know. And you know, who knew? So anyway, it's done. It's off the needles. And
try it on.
Yeah, try it on. I might have to give it to Sheila.
You're not going to give it to me. It's
I know.
Kelly.
I love the color so much. I'm too selfish. I'm like the most selfish knitter ever. It's big on you, too. I know the sleeves are ridiculous. I don't know what happened.
I feel like I'm a kid trying on my parents' sweater.
I think it's big on everyone.
It's not that big, but yeah.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
know.
You know what? Me personally, I like sleeves like this, but
on you, I have longer. On you, well, I don't know.
Yeah, they're pretty long.
They're long. I need to cut it a little bit.
But I wouldn't worry about this part being too big because you want a nice sweater.
Well, I'm happy with it. I'm not going to rip it out. I did toy with ripping it out because When you knit the edging wrong like that, the entire thing, the only way to fix it would have been to rip out the entire sweater, and I was like,
Well,
but I'm very happy with it.
I like how
so
you did the buttons.
It's done. Yes, this is the buttons, and I did modify the neckline so that it didn't have that weird jog in it. It just goes straight up to the top, and I think
True
that's
cardigan type.
Yes, that's more normal, I think. Those wide necklines, I have problems with those. They stretch out and then the sweater just slumps down. So I'm going to say for that pattern, I liked the pattern. It was really easy to follow. And I like the pattern. I would recommend it to people. That was a very easy sweater to knit. It's knit in one piece. So there's really no seaming, except I had to Kitchener the underarms. There's 10 stitches on each underarm that you have to Kitchener. But as with a lot of sweater patterns, I don't know what it is, but when I see a sweater pattern, I always like it except for something. And in this case, I didn't like the neckline, and I didn't like the fact that it was 3/4 sleeves. So I just modified that, and it's really easy to do. Obviously, I modified it a little too aggressively on the sleeves, but now I have like 5/4 sleeves instead of 3/4. Whatever, I'll fix them and they'll be fine. And now that it's all blocked out, it doesn't look like bugs. Oh, and I wanted to say, we talked about this, the new decrease I tried. Now that it's blocked out, I do really like it. I think that it's much more attractive in terms of symmetry than doing it the other way.
Yeah, let me show you again on this, because I did that here, and it's not blocked, but this is where I can't see it. My decreases are here. One of them is knit 2 together, and one of them is slip knit, and I can't even see them. Oh, yeah. It does makes it more symmetrical.
Yeah, let me see if I can get it close up.
You have a better yarn for that.
Yes, you can see. I was thrown because you really notice the stitches, but it matches up with how much you notice the knit 2 together.
I was just going to say, I mean, that's why I did it, is there's just no invisible way to do knit 2 together.
This just shows more than the regular way of slip knitting that I was doing. So I was a little uncertain about it at first, but I wanted to reserve judgment until I was done. And I showed it to the ladies at Monday Night Knitting, and everyone agreed with me that it is more attractive because it's more symmetrical. So I'm going to, on sweaters, I'll probably, sweaters where you're going to see the raglan decrease, I'll probably use that slip knit again. Mm-hmm. So thanks for the tip. Hey.
Anytime.
And that's it for my rate, my date. That was all I finished this week.
Yeah. Future dates. We are planning on doing the Crazy Kitty, sorry, it's trash day again. We record on trash day, sorry.
It's trash day at my house, too.
That's really loud, though, for some reason. We are doing the Crazy Kitty Mystery Shawl.
Iris
Mystery Shawl. Iris Mystery Shawl by Natasha Vogel. Unfortunately, signups are closed. You can still do the knit along, but you will have to pay for the pattern, which $5-6, I think.
I don't know.
Could have been $3.
If you signed up ahead of time and you got it for free. And I know that a couple other podcasters are doing it. Mommy Needs Yarn is doing it. And,
Knittables.
Melissa from Sean and Melissa. His and Hers.
Yes.
I always want to just call them Sean and Melissa. His and Hers.
There are a few others, and we had talked about bringing our yarns that we were planning on using.
Yep.
And I have mine. It is a yarn that I got from a swap from Germany. Her name is Teresa. It was when I was doing a sock blank swap. Woolpaps. Woolpaps. Sock and wool.
Sock and wool.
Sock and wool. Unicat, I think, is the colorway.
Maybe.
I think Unicat is the colorway.
It's really pretty.
Wendy's described it as rainbow sherbet.
Yeah.
And I would definitely,
it reminds me of summer popsicles or summer sherbet.
Yeah, I'd say rainbow sherbet.
Sorbet.
So this is what I'm going to do. I don't know how much yardage I have in here. I forget. 400 meters. So it's going to be definitely, it's like 440 yards. Definitely enough.
oh, I have 435 yards. And I'm like,
So that's what I'm going to use. It starts on June 30th, which is next Thursday. So
I'm
we have.
excited. How do we get the pattern? Does she email it to us?
I don't remember.
Or does she give us a...
I don't know.
We don't have the pattern yet.
We'll figure it out.
I'm using something. This is what I bought this from my first mass sheep and wool like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know, it says on my stash. And it is Enchanted Knoll Farm. Here's her little cute label with the sheep with the, I think they're gnomes. Do those look like gnomes?
Yeah. Gnomes riding sheep.
Yes, and this is the Treasure Chest colorway. It's hand-dyed superwash merino with 10% nylon, 90% superwash, and it's 435 yards, and it kind of exploded in my bag. You can see it's crazy. I'm going to have a little problem getting this wound up, but I love it. Iris is the goddess of the rainbow, and I thought, how awesome would it be to do my project in this muted rainbow color. I'm a big fan. So, yeah, I'm excited. I love this. It's so variegated, and it's typical of the kind of yarn that I bought when I first started buying hand-dyed, because I love color.
Sorry about that.
Until I started actually knitting with the hand-dyed, and then I realized that I'm much more of a tone-on-tone girl. So it's from back in the day when I really loved wild yarn, and it'll be perfect for this project, so I can't wait. It's very blingy.
I like blingy.
Yes, I like it.
I'm not telling you that. Sorry. My oldest son came in.
Yes, we have an audience now.
He's just over there. Sorry.
Hello.
You weren't
That
seen,
was
by
his
the way.
hair. It was the edge of his hair.
So that's what we're planning on using for the Irish shawl. I have no other future dates because I really... Sorry, ripped it all back.
I know. It bothers me, too. That stuff is fuzzy.
I really want to get more stuff off the needles. Of course, it doesn't help that I cast on for it.
You have a lot on the needles right now.
For me, yeah.
You.
I mean, there's...
A lot actively on the needles.
Quick little things. You know, the hat will be done soon if I figure it out. The sock. So after... My goal is to finish the alpaca, the mountain ash shawl. When that's done, then I will actively be working on the saran again with little projects. And then, you know, I'll get my socks and the mystery.
The mystery shawl is good, though, because you have a chunk that you do, and then you can put it aside. Yeah. You know, I really enjoyed that knit along. I'm kind of excited to do another one.
So I'm just going to try and get some of the stuff off my needles before it, besides casting on that mystery shawl, I'm going to try and get things off the needles that I have on the needles.
Good plan.
So.
I have 2 more projects that are future dates. Well, one and then one I was just going to mention. But I started knitting.
I forgot about that one too.
Yeah, I was just going to mention it. I started knitting the Featherweight Cardigan by Hannah Fettig. This is the front page of the pattern. I lost my pattern. What's with me and losing patterns? I know it's somewhere in my house, but since I cast this on 2 years ago.
Was it that long ago?
When I went to Switzerland. When I lived in Switzerland, that's when I cast this on. Since I cast it on 2 years ago, she's updated the pattern like 3 times. So I just printed out the first page so I could show you what it looks like. A lot of people have done this. It can be knit in either fingering weight or lace weight. I chose to knit it in Misty Alpaca hand paint lace weight. And this is I wrote it down, maple gray colorway. It's got grays and browns and a little flash of like a dusty blue that you can see every once in a while. There's some of it right there.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, kid interruption. You know what? It hasn't been as bad as we thought it might be for day one of the kids.
And considering it's really not that great of a day out.
It isn't, and there's not a lot. I mean, it could be a pool day or something, and it just isn't. Sheila did notice that I have a hole in my thing. I don't know if it's a moth hole. I don't seem to have any other damage. I think I snagged it and broke the lace.
I think you snagged it.
Because I've got another snag over here that you can't really see it. You can see it there. So yeah, I've got to do a little repair work on this, but I figure I will work on that. That'll be my easy take-along project. This I might rip back because it's big. It's meant to be a loose cardigan, but it's big.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at something.
That's okay.
I think I messed up on my increases.
Aww. It's very nice, whatever it is. So yeah, that's what I have on my future dates. And then the other thing we both have is a future date.
But it's not going to be until fall.
It's not going to be until fall, but I thought I would mention it. Knitting's My Bag on Ravelry, and she also has a really cute Etsy store where she makes these awesome knitting bags.
But I think it is closed because she's up in Maine for 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm not sure.
But you might have heard of her that way. She came up with this idea called the Podcaster Challenge. And a bunch of different podcasters are going to knit a project that's picked by
Viewers.
And I think the projects have already been picked out for each of the people who are signed up to participate. And then we all do our projects and show them on our podcasts, and somehow we get prizes.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I'm not organizing it.
Yeah, we're not organizing it. We agreed to do it.
What it is it's they're not going to be all the similar. We may have a similar project because we have one podcast, but it's going to be a technique.
Yes.
I think we mentioned this before on the podcast.
Yes.
So say she's going to do cabling. So we may have to do a cable shawl or something, or a scarf. And Melissa, who may be doing it, who actually signed up for it, may have to do a cabled bag. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think Mommy Needs Yarn is doing it. Is she doing it?
Knittables is doing it. There's a...
It's
like
12 or 13 people,
13 podcasters between
and more people
video and audio.
And more people could still sign up. If you're interested, go to Knittables Rav group, and there's a thread on it. But she did say...
Knittables? Or Knitting My Bag.
Knitting's My Bag. Knittables,
although they might be
Knitting My Bag.
Knittables might have a thread
Knittables
on
has
it.
a group because I belong to it. But Knitting's My Bag. Knitting's My Bag is the one that has the group with the thread. They all sound the same. They all have knitting in them. I get confused.
With us too. So hey, be careful with that.
Knit one heart. I know. See, it's very confusing. So anyway, but one thing that she asked is if anybody out there, if you have an Etsy store, if you're just a crafter, if you just want to get involved, prizes to be donated to the Podcasters Challenge. You can get in touch with Knitting's My Bag on Ravelry. Or if you want to get in touch with us, we can forward it to her, whatever is more convenient for you. I offered to donate some of my handmade stitch markers. I used to have an Etsy shop. I don't do that anymore because it was too much work. But I have a lot of leftover beads and stuff, so I'm going to donate some stitch markers and, for fun.
Make some stitch markers.
I'll make them.
You said knit.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I didn't get enough sleep last night. I never get enough sleep.
No excuse. You don't get sympathy from me.
You're used to not getting sleep. Actually, I should be used to not getting sleep because I never sleep well. So anyway, yeah, that's it. We will be talking more about that challenge later as it gets closer on and as it gets started, but that's coming up. So that's it for my future dates.
That's it for my future dates. So we go on to crushes and heartbreaks.
Yep.
And right now my heartbreak is this because I messed up, but that's okay. I'll figure it out. I have some crushes that I'd like to shout out to. Thanks to Crystal, Halifax Mommy. She was the one who brought me to the ConquerCancer.org Foundation. Pillowcase Foundation. And that's CONKERR Cancer, CANCER.org. So thank you, Crystal, for PMing me. And she is also a email deleter. So I don't feel so bad.
Yeah.
She is from Nova Scotia, by the way.
Oh, that's cool. I'd love to go to Nova Scotia.
I know, it's beautiful. And it's far from here, but really, in the scheme of things, it's not far from here.
No, it's not.
I'd also like to thank Maria, Ravelry name Vicky Maria, for gifting me 2 patterns last week.
Isn't that so nice?
She was really sweet. She gifted me the Howl cap from Dull Roar. That's the cowl that switches into a hat, and I will cast on for that. That is a future date, but I don't know
I
when
definitely
it's
want
a
to do
future
one
date.
of those myself.
It will certainly be before the fall because I really like that. The concept is just really neat. And the Wyvern Lace Kerchief by Gabby Bolin Designs. I first saw this from Addicted to Knit Yarn. Becky did it. She made one for herself and her daughter, and I thought that would be a great little kerchief for the head for my niece out in Arizona. So that also will be a future date at some point. Who knows? So thank you, Maria. That was very sweet of you. I think I needed it that day, too. It was a really good pick-me-up. My other crushes and or heartbreak, you guys can decide. My boys are home for the summer. My youngest one does have summer school, but that's 4 days a week for 4 hours. So
yeah, I told Sheila on the phone yesterday after day one that I was done. Like day one, and I'm already done. Yeah. They're driving me crazy.
I was too.
I think it was just that first day with everything.
It was crazy. It was, our day one not ended up, but we had an appointment that I knew about, so it is what it is.
Well, my crush and heartbreak, I'm not going to say a lot about it because it doesn't deserve my attention, but people know that I had my whole PTO thing this year, which I totally volunteered for that because some of my friends...
Sucker. No.
I know, because because I feel sorry for people and then I do stuff that I regret, but a bunch of my friends from a committee that I volunteered on last year were worried when they found out that another one of our friends had volunteered to be the treasurer for the PTO because they felt like she would be in way over her head, and things had been left in a mess for a couple of years, and it was because you've got a bunch of people who are not trained in accounting or business or anything running, $65,000, $70,000 a year nonprofit organization. It's difficult. So I volunteered to be a second treasurer to help her out. And I got everything online. I found online software that we could order that is specifically designed to account for PTO stuff. And I got that set up. I set us up with online banking. I set us up with PayPal so that we didn't have to have so many check deposits. I got everything online. And I also created standardized forms for everything that I got from this great website. If you're on the PTO, it's called PTO Today. And they help people who run PTOs. I mean, people like me who don't have experience running a business learn how to do it. And I learned, I trained myself to do a lot of stuff. And I did all the accounting type stuff, and the other woman did all of the deposits and the daily transaction entry, and I kind of did, the accounting and the monthly reports, and
worked out well.
I thought we worked well together. I didn't like being on the PTO. There were some people on the PTO that were very difficult for me to work with. I'm not going to lie about it, and I kind of snapped in April, and I said, I'm done. And I had talked about it with my co-treasurer, and I told her, don't worry, I'm not going to leave you in the lurch. I will train you how to do everything, and I'm still here, and I can still do the background stuff until the end of the year. And I did that.
I'm going to step out for a second. Excuse me.
Yes, go ahead. I did that, and the only thing that I asked is while I was on my trip in Germany that we not communicate about PTO. And she still emailed me every day, and I still answered because I knew she was worried about it. I went to do some transactions this week and called her because I didn't understand what she had done. A bunch of things had been entered as income that were expenses. She'd made a mistake. I mean, people make mistakes. And I don't know what it was about that, but she snapped when I called her and yelled at me, called me names, and hung up on me twice. I finished what I was doing and gave it to her. It was a report that I was working on. I fixed all the stuff that was backwards. It was not a huge deal. It took a couple hours for me to straighten out, and I needed her to tell me what she did and where she did it so that so it would take me less time. And about 3 days after that, she sent me the most hateful, insane email, partially in red font. I don't really understand why. I shouldn't laugh.
Oh, so she did that? Right?
Yes!
Oh!
Like parts of it were in red.
I thought you highlighted it in red.
It was like partially in red. I don't know. But it was really mean. And she basically said a lot of stuff that she said that I said and that I bullied her. Just like it came out of left field for me. But the worst thing is she said that none of my friends liked me. And she doesn't know any of my friends. I don't really have friends at the school. I mean, I have like acquaintances and people that I chat with, but I don't really have hangout friends at the school because I already had a big circle of friends before my kids went to school, and I kind of do stuff with them. But it really hurt my feelings. And I talked about it on Plurk, and everybody made me feel better, and these people don't even know me. So that was my heartbreak this week, because I feel like I gave a lot of myself this year, and I continued doing it long after I should have walked away because it was making me miserable.
Within the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, it was really bad. And my payback was, it felt like a kick in the face. Mm. And I'm a tough person. I have really thick skin. I don't get my feelings hurt, but my feelings were really hurt by this. And Sheila bought me a pattern to make me feel better, which was really nice. It made me cry. I didn't cry about the email, but I cried about the pattern.
She was trying hard not to cry.
I was, because I was really hurt. So that was my heartbreak. But I'm over it now.
Good.
Pretty much.
It's going to take a while.
I'm over it. Well, yeah, it was like a slap in the face. So that's it for Crushes and Heartbreaks. Baubles and Bling?
Well, I first said I had nothing, and then Wendy commented on something. I'm like, I'll show that. Something? This is a bag. It is just a regular purse. I bought this. Oh, that wasn't
Look
good.
how cute the inside is. I love the inside.
Yeah. And I bought this at TJ Maxx. I think they're around everywhere, but I could be wrong. So I like thin, small bags close to my body. And I really like this. It has a little pocket. I can put my keys in it on my phone. It also has an inside pocket for my phone. Right?
Yeah, I love it.
Somewhere. Right there. And a zippered pocket. And all I have in it, which I don't have in it right now, is my wallet. And actually, I have something else. Apparently, I have a bag of pretzels.
Good to know.
That was yesterday's snack at the doctor's. And I dropped one in here. And it came with this little thing. Maybe that's where my business cards are. No. That's where I wanted to put them. So, yes, this was my little bling bauble, whatever. I got this a couple of weeks ago. I love the color. This is really a color that I like.
I like orange too, color. And I really like that.
It's a very summery bag.
If I didn't have 400 Euro
See, that's the other thing that I did is I went through my bags. I'm not a bag, I want to call it like a whore. There are some people who are bag whores. But no, I don't mean it in that. My mother was, and not in a bad way by any means. My mother was one of those that would change her bag every day.
My mother likes to change her bag.
And I think it's a generation thing. Me, not so much.
My mom likes her bag to go.
Yeah. Well, my mom worked in an office. She dressed nice, so she always made her bag match her shoes.
Oh, yeah. My mom is matchy-matchy. That's a generational thing.
It is a generational thing.
Yes.
So I went through my bags, and I had a couple of them. I had one that I made that I'm like, yeah, I'm not keeping this. And I think they are going into Salvation Army, or they already did. I don't remember. They're in the back of my van.
I just have an addiction to
So I just have, I think, 3 bags.
I'm still using my little backpack. I love it.
Let me just say, this is for when I'm not carrying my knitting, although I can fit a little project in here, but this is like for my wallet and stuff.
You could strap your little thingy
I have done
on
that.
There.
I'm a whole different story about not project bags, but bigger project bags. You know, the big carry, like your bag you showed last week.
Yeah, the big bag.
You put projects in it. That, on the other hand, that's a whole other story.
Well, I like that purse. It's very cute.
It's a cute little purse.
I have some this week. My first thing, I heard about this in our group's enabling thread, and of course,
she was enabled.
And they weren't very expensive, though. This is from Crafty Stitcher on Etsy, who came into our group and posted and didn't know about Ravelry somehow.
What happened is somebody linked her, and she's like, "Oh, thanks for enabling me to Ravelry and for the shout out."
I don't think she knew about Ravelry.
No, I don't think she did.
Like, how could that even be?
Well, she may not be a knitter.
I know. Well, she makes the cutest little stitch markers, but I bought these. I don't use... For someone who made and sold stitch markers, I don't really use them that often.
Me, on the other hand,
but I am addicted to them.
You saw my mystery shawl. I had every stitch marker possible.
These are the bunny stitch markers.
They're adorable.
I hope you can see. Is it gonna? I can't. Where's his little face?
I was just gonna say.
Can you see? There. Whoop. Oh, it's so hard.
Oh,
there
it is.
Can you see how freaking cute that is? He's on
Little wire.
a little wire, and
Like
that's
almost...
his back. It looks like he's pooping out a bead. That's what I keep thinking of.
Well, I'm thinking maybe it's a tail, but okay.
On his butt.
Well, you don't
know. Yeah, on his butt. Anyway, I got a set of these. They came
adorable.
in a cute little bag. And this is her business cards.
What did I do?
It doesn't say her store name on it.
Really?
No. It says handcrafted for work, pleasure, gifts, crafty items. But her name is Crafty Stitcher on Ravelry.
Oh,
or her store is.
And it's Kathy Crafts. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so, but this is the business card that came with it. But I double checked because I was like, that doesn't sound like, it's Crafty Stitcher. That's the name of the store. So I got that. And the other thing. Bathroom emergency. This is the pattern that Sheila bought me. It's Surya. It's a lace shawl. And I'm going to see if there's a better picture of it. I love it. If I didn't already have so many things on the needles, I would be, can you see it there? It's got round circles. Surya. Love it. And can't wait to cast that on. I was already thinking about what color I'm going to do it in. It looks really pretty. And you can use heavy lace or fingering weight. So I might use my wool mice for this.
Oh.
I think that...
You keep saying that.
I know.
I thought you were going to use your wool mice for this mystery.
Yeah, but then when I saw that I only needed about 400 yards, I thought I better use a fingering weight.
Sorry.
So anyway, those are my baubles and bling for the week, and that's it.
We go into gossip and innuendo.
Yeah.
So what I have is I've uploaded the Goodreader. Yeah, I need help to figure that out.
How it works.
Well, yeah, because I know you can sync it with your Ravelry, but I don't know how. So if you know how, that would be great. I know Diane does, but she's not here right now.
You have to upload your stuff on there.
I know, but I don't know. Well,
I'll show you how.
We'll figure it out. So that, I also already mentioned the weight loss thread on our group. So check that out. I am really going to start working on it because next week while Zachary's away, I'm hoping that my son and I can do some kickboxing.
It's
I think Max
so
will
fun.
Well, I think Max will really enjoy it. So.
And I'm doing Jillian Michaels' 30-day shred.
That's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Now I know what it is because I looked when I got home.
And I think that's all I have for
And
gossip.
my only thing is I'm mentioning again the I-91 Shop Hop, which is coming up this weekend.
Not going to be able to go.
June 24th, 25th, and 26th. It's a yarn crawl to 11 stores that are in Western Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Vermont. But most of them are in Connecticut, so if you're from this general area, you might want to check it out. His and Hers podcast, Melissa, also of Keegan Lane Yarns, is doing a yarn dyeing buffet. Dye your own buffet at Metaphor Yarns, which is her local yarn store. And I'm going to try really hard, Melissa, to convince my husband and kids to drive up there with me on Saturday. I don't know how it's going to fly. We don't have too many weekends left before my husband leaves for China. Oh, and now I'm not going to remember. Gigi from London, I think her name is. She's in our group. PM'd me about a store she knows of in Beijing.
For Ritter Sport?
That has, no. Oh, Ritter Sport, I found a place you can buy those.
Oh.
Target, who knew? But also there's a place called Carl's Sausages on Route 1. I got my Weisswurst and some Ritter Sport.
Oh.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, anyway, that's a yarn store that has really cheap cashmere by the cone.
Oh.
So we could get your dad to get us some.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him.
The next time he goes. But I'm going to check it out.
You wouldn't get it back for another 4 months, though.
We'd still get it.
Yeah, my dad's here from China. Hi, Dad. He told me yesterday.
Hi, Sheila's dad. Welcome
he
back.
watched us.
Hope you're feeling okay.
Yeah, he's doing good. I gotta check him.
He is. All right. And then, but anyway, that let me think maybe I should check around and on the internet and see if I can find any place that sells cheap cashmere in, where's my husband going again? Shanghai. Shanghai, because he's leaving in a couple more weeks.
It's okay. It's okay.
And
It's all right.
and then I'm going to
Just
be
stay
home
over there.
alone for about 2 more minutes, honey.
2 more minutes.
I'm going to be home alone without my kids for 2 or 3 weeks.
Nice.
You can come over, like, on the weekend.
I was going to say, I'm going to have my kids.
Yeah, but on the weekend or on a Friday when your husband's home, you can just come over. We'll go in the little pool. I bought one of those, like, pools. You know, those ones with the filter.
With
like,
the blow up around
Yeah, I bought one of those pools. I'm like, score. I'm just going to sit in there. I'll be alone. So anyway, that's all I had. How about you?
No, that's all.
That's it.
So the typical send-off. If you're watching us at iTunes, thank you. If you're new, welcome. If you've seen us before, welcome back.
Yeah.
iTunes, leave a rating, a star rating, or a comment. We greatly appreciate it. I want to say the last time I checked, we have, I'm getting off the mark.
Gigi's the one who said that we were number 4. No, number 3 or 4 on iTunes
New and
UK.
notable in UK. So if you're watching this on iTunes, thank you.
Yes.
If you want to check the show notes, we're like everywhere right now. And babbling meaning.
Yeah.
Knit One Heart 2, TOO, and spelled out heart. Sorry, my son just went out the door. .blogspot.com. If you want to reach us via Gmail, it's knitoneheart2, TOO, @gmail.com. We have a Ravelry group, Knit One Heart 2. If you search under knit, I think you'll find us.
And you can just
Right here.
The right way.
Yeah.
It's right. Why can't I point? It's there.
That way.
There we go. It's right there. That was so spastic.
Sorry. Women.
We were doing that thing from Madonna. Vogue. Sorry.
God, sorry.
That's an outtake. By the way, if you want to see a funny outtake clip, go to Mommy Needs Yarn. She did one and cracked me up.
Oh my gosh, sorry about that. We can be reached at knitoneheart2 @gmail.com. I check it at least every other day.
If you have something you want to review,
let us know.
If you sell a product or you have a store, contact us.
If you want us to mention something else,
if you have an event
that we support,
yeah, contact us.
We are on Plurk as Knit One Heart 2. We share the account. I am on Twitter, Knit One Heart 2.
I don't know how to use the Twitter.
Again, it's more so for keeping in touch with my uncle who's out in Hawaii.
Apparently, we can set up our Plurk to tweet.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I'll explain later. I don't think my uncle would like that. We're on Plurk quite a bit. I don't think he'd like to hear me complain about my project. So anyways, I think that's it. If I haven't covered everything, I'm sorry.
I don't know if you made it this far. Thank you for watching.
Yeah, no kidding.
Knit
Knit One Heart. Bye. Oh my